So you play three at the back, which is supposed to be a very strong defensive sort of setup, but the two wing backs coming back as well. But you've conceded 19 goals, and I think there's only 2 or 3 teams who've conceded more, and it's 20. Yeah, so you're sort of second highest amount of goals. Why is that? Because as I say, it's supposedly a defensive first formation, isn't it? To sort of stop goals.
It depends the way you play the game. Some teams play with 4 center defenders. I play with 3. One of them is Luke Shaw. Sometimes we have Noose and Luke Shaw. So we play with 1 centre back. If you play with Ahmad on the wing back, he's not a wing back, he's a winger. So it depends the way you see things. Then if you see, again, if you understand all the data, we have some results of not getting a lot of teams in some games to get in the final third. But we are being really soft near the box, so we need to improve that. In the last games, especially against Nottingham, we took a lot of crosses. We didn't press well in that moment. Against Everton, of course, they were with 10 men. We cannot suffer a goal. We suffered a goal in the only shot on target. So that things also can change the way you see teams, but of course we need to improve in a lot of things. We need to close our goals because we are scoring goals, not in the last one. So I think it's an issue. It's not about the defenders, it's about the team and the way we feel the danger near our box.
It's interesting finish. If you could sort out the defence, because you have scored quite a lot of goals, then you'd be a lot happier, surely. That seems to be the key, because you've scored 19 goals as well, which is not that far behind Arsenal, for example.
If you think the way, for me, it's not just the numbers, is Nottingham Forest to suffer 2 goals in 2 minutes after half time. That is the concern. You are controlling the game against Tottenham, and you have the same amount of guys when they score. We are in the good position, but we need to be better, more aggressive. So that is my biggest concern. It's not just the numbers, it's the way you see the game, and you understand if you are better in this moment, we should have more points, and all the narrative should be so different. Imagine if we win the game against Everton, all this conversation would be complete. You will talk, and you will be here asking me about top four. One game, one shot on goal. So we need to understand in this club. That's why I get so frustrated in the end of the games. We need to understand that this club is different from any other club. So let's do everything to avoid this.
Rob? Just on that, you mentioned before about there's a pressure here to win every week, but also I think everyone can see that it's a long-term project. You've only been here a year. You've only had one summer window. You're talking about having different characteristics with players, which is obviously going to take time. How do you balance that kind of short term, we have to win right now, with, letting fans know that it is going to take time, it's going to take time to get the right players in?
I will say the same. I think it's clear that it's going to take time, especially now in Premier League, when every other club is really prepared for everything, and they are improving a lot. Then we need to win now. We need to if not, something is going to change, and we know that. So we just need to be better. And to be really specific, look at our games. Could we won the last game? Yes. We should have won the last game. We had everything to win last game. We had the same thing with Nottingham. They were suffering, and we were 3 wins. We have the game there, and we didn't win. Tottenham, the same thing. So that is my feeling. For me, it's the urgency of winning. It's not good to be in Manchester United not winning. There is no time here. So that is the feeling that I have. That's why I'm so frustrated all the time. Again, we know that we need time, but there is no time in this club. So let's do everything to win games.
Chris.
Hi, Ruben. You said after Monday's game that you were concerned about going back to the feeling of last season, and earlier here today you mentioned how quickly things can change in this league. You've had a good run, but it has been 2 draws and 1 defeat now. How concerned are you that you might go back to what happened last season, that it might start to unravel slightly?
We just need not to think so far ahead. I said that because losing, I had always that feeling of frustration, of being angry, all the time, and I don't want to have that feeling. Is so much harder my life when I have that feeling. So let's not think the same thing that I said when we were winning. That is in the past, and you guys were trying to push more for me, and I always say the same thing. This is in the past. Everything can change. I will say the same thing. Everything we didn't win the last one in the big club is a problem. Let's win the next one. It's going to be really tough, but let's go.
Ian, and then last question for Stephen.
Hi, Ruben. Kobe Mainu had one of his longer games on Monday as a substitute. How close is he to starting a game for you? And if he's not, what does he have to do? What do you have to see from him for him to be in contention to start? Because it's a World Cup year. He's got 10 caps for England. I'm guessing when the season started, he was thinking World Cup was one of his targets.
This is a team sport, and I have more. You talk a lot about Kobe. I have more players in my squad that they want to be in the World Cup. So it's a little bit unfair. I put Kobe because he's really good on near the box. To have a guy like Bruno and him, they can find spaces near the box and score goals. So that was my idea. So I will use Kobe and the rest of them to try to the team to win. So I'm not just focused on one individual. I want to help all my players, and I know how special it is for a player to play World Cup. My job is to win as a team and to focus as a team. So Kobe Mainu is in the same situation the other guys. If I feel that is the best thing to win the game, I will do it. So that's it.
The way your team's set up at the minute, do you not see him as a starter?
I see him as a starter like the other guys. I just have to make a choice, and then in the end, is not being Kobe. But in the future, I don't know. Again, I always think the same thing with Casemiro. Casemiro was not playing, and then he plays. I just want to win games. I don't care who is playing. I just want to win games.